What we are hearing right now about Donovan Mitchell might sound crazy, but is probably true. No, wait, it's definitely true. It's been something I've been saying for a while, and now ESPN's Richard Jefferson came out and said it as we get closer and closer to the NBA season, closer and closer to the Cavaliers season. A lot is being said right now about Donovan Mitchell. Hey, everybody, welcome to Cavs Digest. Billy BB back with you, ready to discuss everything that's going on with the Cleveland Cavaliers and the latest centered around Donovan Mitchell. Folks, this is going to be a fun video because we have got all positivity, something respectful. The respect has been put on the Cavaliers' name, specifically Donovan Mitchell's name. We will get into that. We will talk about what we've got upcoming for the channel, what we've been doing, so you're going to want to subscribe. The things we have talked about lately from Koby Altman, a little more about Donovan Mitchell and what's been happening with him, possible Cavs trades, and of course Media Day coming in really, really hot. That'll be Monday. We will have a ton of content, exclusive content coming your way for Cavs Media Day. We're excited to bring that to you. So this is the best time to subscribe, to be ready and get that as Cavs Media Day fast approaching, the NBA season fast approaching. So, Donovan Mitchell. Been a hot topic that we have talked about all this summer, from his extension to Team USA, to his fit with Darius Garland, to the Cavs season predictions, to All-Star talk, you name it. A lot has been said about Donovan Mitchell. Most recently, on ESPN, Richard Jefferson, former Cavalier, former NBA champion with the Cleveland Cavaliers, who I think now has an interest and a soft spot for Cleveland the same way Brian Windhorst does. And some people may think it's biased. I think it's just the fact that, hey, they know to pay attention to the Cavaliers and what they're doing, even though some think they're a Tier 3, Tier 2 Eastern Conference team, they know there's still a lot happening within the Cleveland Cavaliers that they want to acknowledge. So, taking a look at Mitchell, we'll get to his stats here in just a second, but the quote by Richard Jefferson: if you take Jason Tatum off the Celtics and put Donovan Mitchell on, they still win, and he still averages 25 points per game. This is not a knock on Jason Tatum. I believe he clarified that almost immediately. This is not a knock on Jason Tatum. This is just saying that spot on the Celtics, that number one spot, there are guys in the league who can fill it, and Donovan Mitchell is one of them. Okay? Richard Jefferson saying that. And taking a look at Mitchell last season, well, 26.6 points per game. And, did he have Jaylen Brown? Did he have Drew Holiday? Not necessarily, but he had plenty of talent around him, plenty of opportunities to step up and do great things. And we can do numbers, right? You want to go over numbers. He's got similar to Jason Tatum, both from 3 points per game, a little bit of defense. Doesn't quite have the size, but they are very similar. They are very, very similar. However, what Richard Jefferson's doing here, the key is he's putting respect on Donovan Mitchell's name as a top 15 player, which is exactly what he is. And this is a guy who maybe peaked early because he was going to Western Conference Finals as a 21, 22-year-old with the Utah Jazz. Now he's just been a consistently great top 15 player now, and you just expect it from him. Battled through injuries, making all-star appearances, 50-point playoff games. Yeah, you might have forgot about that just because how the Cavaliers season ended. I love this from Richard Jefferson, obviously a former Cavalier. That 2016 playoff run was electric. Jefferson, kind of a late addition, signing with the Cavaliers as he'd been on a lot of great teams in his career. And, I think about Richard Jefferson, and I take his opinion to heart, and not lightly, because of the talent he's been around. LeBron James, Kyrie Irving, Dirk Nowitzki, Tim Duncan, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson. I mean, you name it. He's been on Jason Kidd. He's been on plenty of teams with superstars. The guy knows superstars. Okay? Again, whether it be the Cavs, the Spurs, the Warriors, the Mavericks, even playing with some really talented players on the Bucks. He knows superstars. So when he tells you, hey, Donovan Mitchell could be that number one on a championship team, consistency, number one guy role, we should listen to him. And that's what we need to start thinking about Donovan Mitchell as, okay? And I know we're just thinking, he's the best player on the Cavs. He's keeping the Cavaliers relevant. No, a top 15 player in the NBA is in Cleveland. I think that's really important to think about really important to see Mitchell as again, you look at his stats here, he should have been in MVP talks. The Cavaliers had injuries, they were missing a lot of key players, and they still won 22 of 23 in that stretch. Donovan Mitchell was terrific during that stretch. And again, he inks that extension to stay with the Cavaliers. Clearly happy with something they are doing and the talent level that they have. And when I look at the things that we've talked about for the Cavaliers, Evan Mobley needs to take a step forward. Kenny Atkinson needs to have a thumbprint on this team. Darius Garland's fighting for his life. You can go back and watch the Darius Garland video that we discussed kind of about what's going on there. Mitchell's Mitchell. He's a top 15 guy, plays most of the games, usually healthy, athletic, good shooter, a mature guy. I want nothing more from him. And you're to the point, and I again, we're jumping over to football here, but you ask him to do what Myles Garrett does. Be the same guy you've been the past 5 years. Don't slow down. If there's another level, great. But if you are the guy you have been the past 5 years, terrific. A top 15 guy, a top 10 guy, debatably, with the consistency, avoiding season-ending injuries. Did he finish that Boston Celtics series? No, but, I mean, he's the reason they won the game they did on the road with a 50-point performance. This is a top 15 player. In my opinion, this is a top 10 NBA player. You are asking him to do again this year what he has done the past 5 years in Utah and in Cleveland. Be an all-star, average 25-plus points per game, grab about 5 rebounds, assist 4 or 5 a game, and help this team grow. Darius Garland's still super young. Evan Mobley's still very young. You got some talent rocking around with Amani Bates and Luke Travers and some other and your new Jalen Tyson, your new first-round pick. So if you can help those guys grow, all while doing what you've been doing, let's do it. Sign me back up. Let's do it once again. Richard Jefferson knows the talent that Donovan Mitchell has, a top 15 guy, a possible best player on a championship roster. I still think that's what Jason Tatum is for the Celtics. Yes, I think Jason Tatum is the best player on the Celtics, the NBA champions. I think Donovan Mitchell could be the best player on an NBA championship team. Drop down in the comments. What do you think? Is Donovan Mitchell on Jason Tatum's level? Is he on, I don't know, even a LeBron's level at this point, a Steph's level? Does he have that type of legacy created? What else does he need to do to kind of have that respect within the league? And again, shout out Richard Jefferson. We love Richard Jefferson here in Cleveland. Keep it up, and be sure to subscribe to Cavs Digest.